flavour profile. I gotta stop saying When I've been editing these videos, all I keep hearing is me just saying to the point where I can now pull out the WAV file on DaVinci, what I edit this on. I just said again, and just, oh, that's an cut it out, that's an cut it out. That's why my videos are start getting choppier and jumpier, because I keep saying bloody and I keep having to edit out the Anyway, where was I? Pecorino, if you can get hold of it, of course you can get hold of spaghetti. Everyone can get hold of spaghetti. I can't stop saying that. Like chilies and stuff, you don't really want to breathe that in. I don't know why I did that, because I eventually just pepper sprayed myself. Oh. Whoa. Still saying I can't stop saying I'm going to make another quick and easy pasta dish. Nice, quick and simple one. Last time, I don't know if it was last time, I don't know what order these videos are going out in, but I have previously made aglio e olio, which is just garlic, oil, parsley, bit of lemon, and the pasta. But now, this is going to be even quicker. This is Cacio E Pepe. This is literally just cracked black pepper and pecorino cheese, obviously, and the pasta, and also salt and water, but you know, that's by the by. If you don't know Pecorino is a sheep's milk, ewe's milk cheese. It's kind of like Parmesan's, I don't know if I'd say bigger brother, but it's definitely a bit funkier than Parmesan. It's got a similar sort of salty nuttiness, but it's definitely more funkier and has its own flavour profile. If you can't get Pecorino, which you probably can, most places do Pecorino nowadays, probably not your convenience store, but most big supermarkets are going to do Pecorino. Use Pecorino if you can get it. If it's not quite to your taste, if it's a bit too funky, you can mix it up with a bit of Parmesan, but promise me, you get a fresh block of Parmesan and grate it yourself, because the stuff in the little plastic tubs is sawdust. I don't know what that is. And any other pre-ground Parmesan, and this goes for pretty much any other pre-ground cheese that comes in the packet, in order to stop it all clumping up in the packaging, they cover it in starch. They cover it in starch. I couldn't think of the word starch. Yeah, so they cover it in starch in the packaging to stop it from clumping up. It just stops it from melting as well, makes it clumpy. It can change the consistency of any sauces or dishes you put it in. Buy blocks of cheese and grind it. It's not any more cheaper. It's not any more cheaper. It's not any cheaper. Not more cheap. It's not any more expensive to buy a block of cheese. If anything, it's more cost effective. And everyone's got a grater. And if you haven't got a grater, why the hell have you not got a grater? You might not have one of these. This is a microplane. I've used this before and I almost just lost my finger tip. These are definitely, this is what you want, because you want a really nice fine. But so again, I'm making this for one person and I'm also using linguine. I'm using linguine because I have linguine. Spaghetti would probably be the more traditional one. I've got linguine because I'm using linguine. Use any pasta you want. The stringier sort of pastas are the better sort of ones. Spaghetti's traditional. But just gonna grate down some of the pecorino. Cacio e Pepe is part of a family of 4 pasta dishes that I'm fairly certain all originate in Rome. Cacio e Pepe is kind of like the mother pasta. It's the most basic one, and it's just the pepper and the cheese. If you add, it's supposed to be guanciale, which is cured pig's jowl. If you can't get guanciale, pancetta is a good substitute. So if you were to add pancetta or guanciale to this, you would get pasta alla griglia. And from pasta alla griglia, if you add egg to that, you get a carbonara. And if you add tomatoes, you add, I think it's tomatoes and maybe tomatoes and chili. You get amatriciana. Maybe those are other shows, I don't know yet, but Cacio E Pepe is the nice starting block. So all you've got is pepper, pasta and cheese, but you get this really rich, creamy sauce in the pasta, covering the pasta, from just the starchy water from the pasta and the pepper and the cheese. No butter, no oil. Any recipe for this that you see that has butter or oil or cream or anything like that in it, or egg, ignore them. If it's got egg in it, it's kind of a carbonara, only it would also need the pancetta. But yeah, so pasta water's already up to a boil, because now I've got all of the talking out of the way, we're actually gonna do some bloody cooking. This is a quick and easy one, so grate yourself up, go with your heart with how much cheese you want, a decent handful. I'll maybe figure out a weight and I'll put a weight somewhere. Pass the water on a rapid boil. In we go with our pasta. Give that a tease down into the water once it's softened up a bit. So now, same as with the aglio e olio, we're now on a time limit, because when the pasta's cooked, the pasta's cooked. You don't need gallons of water either, because like I said, we're going to use the starchy pasta water. Yeah, don't need a lid on that. We're going to use the starchy pasta water to bring a sauce together. So if anything, you want less pasta water in order to concentrate that starch down into the water. Right. Another pan, saute pan, frying pan, anything that's that's a pretty decent size. Again, don't need non-stick. What we're going to do is, so peppermint, you want a bit more of a coarser grind than maybe you would normally use. Not quite that, a bit more grind, coarser than that even. Right, a decent amount of black pepper in there. Low heat, you don't want to burn it, but we're just going to toast that black pepper off. You'll be able to start smelling it. Don't use pre-ground black pepper. Any spice, as soon as you break it up, it starts to evaporate essentially. It's quite volatile, so essentially it's evaporating instantly away all of the flavour compounds. Pepper's no different. Salt is completely different. Salt's a whole different kettle of fish. Salt is not a spice, salt is not a herb, flavour, anything. Peppercorns, they're like any other spice. Right, so as I'm probably gonna fill you in at some point, fast forward 24 hours, everything went wrong yesterday. Well, not everything went wrong. So, grated pecorino, I've put in a bowl. This isn't the bowl we're gonna be eating it out of. Although to be fair, no. I want a bit of pasta water in there. A bit more than that maybe. Give that a stir, making a cheese slurry essentially. So try a bit of our pasta. See, no, that's still. You see how it's still holding its own weight a little bit. That means it's nowhere near done. See, yeah, give that a few more minutes. Right, don't go sniffing the pepper. It does smell nice from up here. Don't get your nose muzzle right deep in there, because it'll pepper spray you essentially. Almost getting there. See, now it's not holding its weight as well. Same as with any other pasta dish. Grab a bit. Let it cool down a second. Ow. If you want to break it in half, see you've got the I don't know if you can see that from this focal range isn't great. Little white dot on the inside. Give it a taste. So that's still not quite. It's in between raw and al dente. Well, undercooked and al dente. So give it a bit more. There is the old wives' tale that's sticking it to the wall, means it's done. But that's nowhere near cooked and it will stick to the wall. As soon as you start boiling it, it will start producing starch, and starch is like a glue. The glue will stick it to the wall. Don't leave your tongs like that either, because you'll come back to them and they'll be boiling hot, like these are. Right, so this now, ooh, it's hot. Break a bit off. Almost there, almost there. Right, now it's very nearly almost done. Get a ladle full of that. Whack that in there. And we get pasta out. Same as with the aglio e olio, and like you would do with any of these other Roman pastas like carbonara or alla Grecia. The starch in the pasta water essentially makes the sauce. Where it says an emulsification of oil, like in a aglio e olio, which isn't one of the Roman pastas, I don't believe, but it is made in a similar way. Or whether it's with the egg in a carbonara. Ooh. So we're just going to finish the pasta off. We're just going to finish the pasta off in the pan with the pepper. Get it to start emulsifying, making a starchy sort of well, sauce essentially. Right, now kill the heat. If anything, you want to let the pan cool down a little bit. Give this another stir up. Whack that in. And stir to combine. Well, stir, shake, flip. Wear an apron or clothes that you don't mind getting splashed, because it's not kind of messy. You've got to make sure you kill the heat, because you want to melt that cheese and help it create a sauce with a bit of heat. You don't want to cook the cheese. You see the pan's probably a little bit too hot when I put it, because it's starting to clump a little bit. But if the pan was still on and it was rocket hot, you'd just turn it into this mushy, stringy mess, which is alright on top of a, well, stringy, cheesy mess, which is alright on top of a pizza or on top of a lasagna. You don't want it in the creamy pasta dish. So there you go, see that? Creamy, creamy sauce. That is literally just cheese and pasta starch. Obviously in the pepper for flavour as well. There's no butter, no oil, no cream, nothing. Now, get ourselves a plate. Get our tongs. Ooh, make a mess of the plating as usual. Look how creamy that is. Get all that sauce out because it tastes amazing. Get all that. Turn the bowl, not the tongs. And finish it off with a bit more fresh pecorino on top, and Robert's your mother's brother. Plating's a bit messy, but sod it. It's quick, it's easy. That literally, it takes as long as it takes for the pasta to boil, plus a couple more minutes. Pasta and pepper, you've got pasta and pepper. You've got water, you've got salt. Go get yourself some pecorino. If you can't find pecorino, you're not looking hard enough, because it's out there. If you really can't find pecorino, or you know you're not a big fan of it, go with parmesan. Don't tell the Italians, but Any grateable, hard, decent melting cheese will work. I'd say manchego would work, but don't tell the Italians. Probably don't tell the Spanish either. Either which way, that's gorgeous, that's beautiful, took no time, nice, quick and simple and easy. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Leave a comment if you've got anything else you want to see me cook. If you've got any other ideas for ingredients, for recipes, for quick and simple stuff. Like I said in the last video, I think it was the last video, I'm doing some more quick and simple sort of stuff. I said I was doing quick and simple pasta dishes. I'm not. I'm doing quick and simple everything, although this just happens to be another pasta dish. But I've got loads of other ideas for stuff, but if you've got any ideas, let me know. All right, and I will see you when I see yous. Look after yourselves.